Hello, hello. Nice to see you all. Well, actually, I can't see you, but you're here, I'm assuming. Hope you're all doing well. So, today I wasn't actually planning on streaming. If you catched my YouTube post, you probably would have seen that. I've just got so much going on, like with school, and it's like term 4, everything's crazy. Got recruitments coming up, concerts coming up, so many emails. I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. Just like 1 hour, hopefully 1 hour max, we'll see. I never stick to that. I go in every single stream like, you know what? I'm just gonna go 1 hour. That's it, just 1 hour of my time, and then I'll go and do other stuff, but then that never happens. So we'll see what happens. So for today, I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm gonna start with, and it's quite simply pedal notes, and lots of them. I've been doing a bit of practice recently, particularly yesterday, on a solo that I've got coming up, which I'm performing the end of November. So that's, what's that? It's the 27th today, so it's about a month away, actually. And there's a couple of bits in there that's got some pedals, and they're not always coming out the way I want them to, and that's quite frustrating. And when I think about the parts of my playing that need the most work, it's probably the pedals, in all honesty. So yeah, thought what better way to start a stream by doing some pedals. So I'm gonna keep it super simple for now, literally just gonna be B flat and that's it. So if you are playing along at home or wherever you are, then you all should in theory be able to play this one. So why don't we get straight into it? Oh, it's my goat. That's always so funny. It's actually especially funny when people don't know what people mean when they say that you're the goat at something. Particularly I find this at school with like older teachers. They're like, have no idea, and they're thinking like actual goat. I saw a teacher once actually have a go at this kid for calling someone a goat, and we're all sitting there like, well, I mean, I wasn't sitting there, I just heard the story, that all the kids were sitting there going, oh, actually it means greatest of all time, it's not an actual goat, and this kid was just getting shreds ripped off them. Hey, I'm just like, oh, the poor kid, he was trying to be nice, and the teacher is just like destroying him. Poor kid. All right, let's get into it, hey? I should probably show it. Yeah, you'll have a laugh when you see the first one. Yeah, look at this. Literally all B flats. And it's the same rhythm because the time signature it shows was 2/4. So I've gone like multi-select 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and 5/4. And I've just got minims, dotted minims, and semi-breves, or if you're an American, whole notes, dotted half notes, and half notes. And in 2/4, you can only fit the half notes. So that's all it's given me. All right, so let's get into it for real. Oh yeah, so I changed my settings on my instrument microphone again, so hopefully it's not too loud. I don't think it is. Like, I recorded myself doing my practice last night and it wasn't too bad, so it peaked a little bit, but I turned it down a bit, so we'll see, we'll see. See that? Yep, cool. All right, here we go. Oh, what? Where was the counting? Did I miss it? Did I miss the counting? Yeah, there's no counting. What's up with that? Oh, maybe it's stuffed up. Let's refresh it. Oh, so I'll never get the first note. Oh, thanks, Cookies. I'm glad you like the new vid. Error. Uh-oh. That's not a good start. I think I broke it. So it looks like I've broken it somehow. I don't know how. Let me have a look what's going on. I mean, that should be fine. Like, it also ties in. Maybe that'll help. it's too many bars, maybe? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, maybe it was like too many bars. Oh, Cookies, I'm glad that you liked the new vid. Honestly, like I had that sitting there for ages. Like I'd done the audio recording, I've recorded the video for it. Literally all I needed to do was put it together and release it, and that's it. And yeah, I just haven't had the time. Finally got there yesterday though, so that's good. So you can enjoy that for a few days before everyone else gets access to it. Mike the Bike. Oh yeah, that was so weird. Like I was just scrolling on Instagram and it just popped up and I was like, oh, that's me. That was quite funny. All right, well, let's do it. Hopefully it'll count me in this time and everything works as it should. I don't know. I'm obviously just going to miss the start of the first note. I'm just going to go. Cool. All right, going fairly well so far. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mike the Bike. Got to keep pushing that big fat round of air and keep it a full sound. Absolutely. One of the biggest things I find when any of my students are trying to do pedals is that, particularly after they've got it and they're hanging onto it, and then they start to run out of air. And the first thing that happens pretty much every single time is the lips tighten, and then you just end up with a super tight sound, and either that or the pitch just shoots up. So yeah, and obviously you want to keep this not super loose to the point where like the sound is not focused, but you don't want it too tight either. So it's like it's one of those balancing acts, and having really good air is absolute key to that. I don't know if any of you could hear when I was playing, I was just trying a few different positions on my face, like slightly different angles, slightly different air speeds, slightly different focus on my aperture as well, just to try and find that sweet spot that gives me the most consistency and the best sound consistently as well. And embouchure as well, of course, because I find for me with my pedals, it's not as clear and consistent as my other notes. So I have to try really hard to try and figure out where that sits for me, where in tune sits for me, and all of that. Screamer says, hi. Hello, Screamer. Don't think I can get that low on my French horn. Yeah, maybe not. I know some French horn players can get super, super low, which is super cool, but I think it's really hard. Like it's extra hard for you guys. Yeah, that's right. And great, Ha5. And I suppose the other thing too is because there are so many bends in the tubing with French horn, it slows the air down quite a bit as you're playing. So it does give you a little bit of back pressure, which does assist you with getting some of those pedal tones. I honestly think that's like, apart from my own practice, but getting the pedals to sound good, full, and access to them is a bit harder with such an open setup compared to like a closed wrap or something. But it just means I've got to work harder to get it to sound good. And, you know, I'll get there eventually. 403 had a question about the orchestra and all the songs and scoring. Do you have to personally buy the score, or does your director have to hand it out to you? Because I'm in the 7th grade band and my band director hands out the music for our band, but I'm doing orchestra when I grow up and I'm playing the oboe. That was always a question in my mind. Cool, got an oboe player. That's awesome. Okay, so doesn't matter which ensemble you're in, us directors, we always have to buy absolutely everything. Once your organisation has bought the score, then you can just hand it out, and within an educational context, you can usually make copies or photocopies for that purpose, because that's sort of included within the license when you buy it. But you're not allowed to just distribute it. Like, for example, if you had a friend who would really like the piece, you can't just give it to them, because that's not within the bounds of that educational context, and that counts as just distributing it, which is very illegal, so don't do that. Yeah, so you have to buy the entire thing. If you're just somebody who wants to buy just one piece for your own playing, there are websites, not all of them do it. JW Pepper's particularly good with this. You just you go onto the store page for the piece that you're looking at, and if you scroll down a bit, you'll see an extra parts section. It's usually like a little plus sign in a circle, and it's particularly good if you've got ePrint available as well. You can just purchase your part specifically without having to buy the entire thing, and that's how I do it with all of my videos. I just buy the one part or the 3 trombone parts or whatever. So I'm not buying the entire score, because that would send me broke, because that's really, really expensive. True, I mean, some of them end up on MuseScore. I suppose you have to be careful with that one. MuseScore is usually very much a user promoted thing, so I don't think too many like actual publishing companies use MuseScore. And a lot of the time, like the users, they'll transcribe it, or they'll just copy the part out, or do an arrangement or something like that. Trouble is, unless the piece is out of print or the copyright's expired, it's still protected by copyright. And even though you're getting it from somewhere like MuseScore, where somebody else has done it, it still breaches that copyright because you don't own it. You haven't bought it from the publishers. And what they're doing is illegal as well. These people putting it up on MuseScore. So something to be careful of. I mean, look, the honest truth is that you're probably not going to get caught, right? I mean, it happens all the time. People always do it. And you're probably not going to get caught, because how are they going to police that? Still though, I think it's important to do the right thing where possible. And if you're really looking for free stuff, check out imslp.org. imslp.org. They put up everything on that website is in public domain, so you can find all sorts of stuff on that. Why only B flats? Because I'm starting out really basic today. I'm working on my pedals, and I want to make sure that as I'm adding notes, I'm feeling comfortable with them. I'm getting the center of the note each time. It sounds good and it feels good. And then I'm just going to add notes from there. And then once I've got as far as I want to go, I'll start adding some extra rhythms as well. Mark the Bike's in 9th grade, and I just happen to have a printer to print, or either ask my director to print it out for me. Yeah, that's always good to ask your director, because then if anyone's asking, oh, how'd you get that? Say, oh, my director gave it to me, and then you're all good. You don't get blamed for anything. Just play Sousa and it's all free. Yeah, so true. Yeah, pretty much everything in Sousa is in public domain. And John says, hey John. All right, well, let's keep going. So I might add A's A's now because I'm feeling pretty good with the B flat. Mostly good, but also I'm trying to be good and I'm going to try and not to stick around forever today. So I won't go too slow. But yeah, coming in and out of pedals, that's the biggest issue. Trombone percussionist, can you play your euphonium in a few videos once you get the fourth valve fixed? I mean, it's playable now. Like, I could walk over and go and grab it and play it. I don't necessarily need the fourth valve unless I'm playing stuff below that require the fourth valve. Look, in streams, I'm definitely open to doing that. I probably won't do it in videos though, because I want to just stick to trombone, and I'm having a hard enough time getting trombone videos out as it is, let alone everything else as well. Where is the Planet Suite in your list? Oh yeah, look, I've got literally, I think I'm up to 300 requests now, and each piece has got several parts. So if you take that 300 and let's assume the average is, it mostly is 3 parts, you could pretty much multiply that number by 3, and that's how many videos I've got to go through. So what's that, 900 videos? Even if I assume it's 2, that's still 600 videos. So that's so many to get through. And even if I pumped out 10 videos a day, that would take me a really long time. It's the same with all the comments and stuff. I'm really behind in comments because I just haven't had time to sit there and go through it. Oh, yes, Mike the Bike, got a GoPro for your trombone. Nice, that's so fun. And you can even do really fun things with that too. Flip it around the other way, have it facing towards you and stick it on the slide so that when you move the slide, you've probably seen videos like that, where you move the slide and then the GoPro will move with the slide and you're zooming in and out of your face. It's so funny. And Screamer says he likes playing along with my videos. Oh, that's cool. Thanks. That's awesome. Or slide trumpet as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look, generally speaking, I will use fourth valve over 1 and 3 pretty much every single time. Just except with the fourth valve really stuck, I just I can't use it. All right, let's go on to the next one, hey? Got B flats and A's now. Just for the record, they're all A sharps, just in case anybody was confused why they look like an A and I was playing a first position B flat. They're all A sharps, that's why. I mean, maybe nobody was confused, but just in case. Now I'm just gonna check, because I kind of expected I'd be switching notes a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely in there. Wonder why no switches have come up yet. That's all right. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, I want to try and do that, putting the GoPro on my slide. That would be so cool, but I got it mainly for my head so I can have a first person view. Oh, that's cool. And there's those, you can get those glasses now as well. I've seen some ads for those where they have like the camera inside the glasses for like alert, probably that's as close as you'll get to being like super accurate first person view as well. I don't know what the quality's like, what the battery's like, so maybe the GoPro is a better option. Don't know. At least then, like, if you're doing actual shows, you might get away with that, as opposed to, I don't imagine if you were doing an actual show, they'd let you wear a GoPro on your head. Do the Mars planets theme real fast. It's just that's true. But no, I'm not going to do that because I want it to be fair for everybody. So that's why I've got the list the way that I've got it, where I keep track of who's requested what, so that way I can make sure that it's as fair as it possibly can be. I suppose I could do it on stream sometimes, just do the whole thing, but I don't know. I want to get a really good video recording, like a proper good one. Yeah. Mark the bike. I've got this $7 tuner called Chi. Yes, I use that as well. TE tuner, tonal energy tuner. Literally the best one that I've ever used. It's so good. And it's got so many functions in it as well. And it's really nice to get a smiley face when you're doing well. Like it's really nice. But the analysis function is really, really useful as well. In fact, why don't we pop that up? And let's add that to this, so you all can see how bad my tuning is as well. Hopefully it won't be too bad, we'll see. But I'll have to make it smaller. That works. Aha, there we go. No smiley faces for me, just the analysis line. And the analysis line, it's so brutal. Like, it's really brutal. And even if you think you're doing really, really well, it's still, you still get a bit of a wavy line. Like, you'll never, ever get it perfectly straight. It's just, even if you're really, really good, like, it's very brutal. So it's great to use as a reference and to let you know where your tuning's at, but don't rely on it too much because you will just end up feeling sad and just feel sad all the time. Sometimes I get that. Sometimes I feel a bit sad about my playing, particularly when I'm doing tuning stuff. Oh, the meta glasses, they light up when recording. Oh, only 3 minutes, really? Oh, that's a bit lame. Yeah. It's the rarest instrument I've played. Oh, that's a good question. I've never been asked that. I suppose it depends on what you mean by rare, as in like, not as popular, hard to access, super old. Well, I used to conduct a community concert band years ago, and they had a G trombone sitting up on the wall. So if anyone that doesn't know, G trombone is like an old school bass trombone with the handle, not the sack butts, this comes after the sack butts. But yeah, they had one sitting there and I gave that a go. So that was really cool, but it didn't taste very nice in the mouthpiece. It was a bit gross. Probably should have washed it first. And then I've got my slide trumpet as well. Not too many people have got those. But that's kind of it, as far as rare stuff goes, I suppose. Yeah. All right, let's keep going, and we'll see how I go with the tuning. Hopefully I'm not too terrible. But it's a good idea to use it at the moment because I'm not doing anything too rhythmic. I'm just doing it more for trying to sound good and feel good. So playing with good tuning, that's probably not a bad idea. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you can see, freeze. There we go. That's right. I never actually did work out how to scroll back on the desktop. That's okay. Anyway, you would have seen it's a little bit wobbly. It's particularly hard. It's particularly hard with pedal notes trying to keep them solid. Well, it is for me anyway. I think because your air is moving so slowly and everything's a bit bigger, there's a higher chance for variance in the pitch, I suppose, as opposed to the higher notes. It's like I always find that with higher stuff, even just in the stave and above, it's a lot easier to keep a stable sound. Maybe I just need to practice that more. That's probably it. I probably just need to do that. Oh, we've got some 5 stream play requests. Oh God. All the same stuff as last time, really. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go through and do that today. I think I just want to focus on my pedals today. And because I'm trying to stick to an hour, like nearly half of that's over already. Jeez, it goes quick, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll probably end up just sticking to my pedals, honestly. But for the next one, maybe, yeah. Or maybe I'll do one. I don't know. See how I feel. Oh, it looks like 403 HUD's played a lot of instruments. You may have played a lot more than I have, actually. Because I own a couple of flutes, a couple of clarinets, saxophone, French horn, trumpets. I've got lots of trumpets. I've got like 6 trumpets. Stupid amount of trumpets. Trombone, euphonium. I've got 2 tubas in the room, but neither of them are mine. I've got a slide trumpet, bass guitar, I've got a violin, I've got a tenor horn as well. And I've got a percussion sampler part thingy. It's where you can program the sounds on the pads. So that's super cool. I've got to do some more stuff with that. But again, it's just time. Can't wait to holidays. Whoop, whoop. My mouthpiece is a custom one, yeah. So this one's a wedge. So a wedge mouthpieces are really interesting because they're not the same shape all the way around. Like it's got placement dots on either side of the mouthpiece that's supposed to line up here. And then that's the part that sticks out the most, and then it sort of curves in a little bit on the sides. And I found that it was really good. Like I really liked the shape. It felt good. It meant that I felt like I had a bigger range, better dynamics, and everything was just better, like straight away, which I thought was really, really cool. The only downside is having to constantly check that I've got it lined up properly, because if it's not lined up properly, it feels a bit weird, or yeah. So that's probably the downside, I would say. But I really like it. I think it's good. And as far as size, it's modelled off of the Shilkey 59. It's got all the same dimensions as that. Really like it when you play stuff. Yeah, I know. But that's what my videos are for, right? You can have a look there. I mean, yeah, I might do some more stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll do one. We'll see. All right, let's keep playing. Oh, yay. Thank you, Mike the Bike. Mike the Bike's done another super chat. I love super chats. They're really nice. Thank you so much. So for $2 US, he's highlighted, I don't know, just eating Hot Pockets and pizza. Love that. I love that that's what you went with. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Donations obviously are just really nice. You know, you get warm fuzzies. It's nice. And just it helps my bank account. Like, because every time I got to buy new pieces, it just costs more and more money, and then time spent doing them, live streams and things as well. It doesn't always work out the best in terms of like if I want more money. Mind you, if I was making enough money, I'd be able to do this more, right? I'd be able to do more live streams, I could do more videos, wouldn't have to go to school. That would be so good. Stuff of dreams. Anyway, well, let's keep going, hey? I'm hoping that actually does some changes between B flats and A's. That would be nice. Hasn't yet, for some reason, don't know why. Anywho. Okay. Oh, yay. All right, that's going pretty well. I've been trying to keep an eye on what the tuner's doing as well, and I'm fairly happy with it, mostly staying in the green. Still getting a fair bit of purple, but that's particularly around like the starts and the ends. So straight away, that tells me that my air's not strong enough or consistent enough on the start, and perhaps my tongue is a little bit heavy on my articulation as well. So you have to remember, while it's super important that your air is stable and strong and very bricky or square in the beginning of the note, if your tongue's really heavy or sort of gets in the way a bit, it alters the pressure a little bit and can affect what happens at the very beginning of the note. As far as the end of the notes go, particularly if I'm running out of air and I'm just like, that'll make the pitch go up as well. So just having to watch those things. All right, I might add the next semitone down. Get some A flats in there too, or G sharps, depending on your preference. I'll say G sharp. No, wrong one. Over here. There we go. I'll say G sharps. Oh, you have a clarinet. Oh, actually, yeah, I think I remember you saying something about that. Clarinet's fun. I was playing clarinet with some of the kids today. Kept squeaking though, so that was annoying. I don't know if that was me or whether there's something up with the instrument. It's a super cheap one that I got off Facebook Marketplace, and I haven't had it serviced, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But then when I fixed up my embouchure a bit, I stopped squeaking as much, so maybe it is me. Maybe I just need to practice clarinet. Ah, and he's done it again. Thank you, Mike the Bike. Another $2 US. Small amounts, but you'll never know when you need it. Oh, yeah, so true. So true. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Really, really, really appreciate it. Oh, it's Nick again. Do the Rail Idel March. Yeah, I don't know if I will play actual pieces today. Maybe I will. I don't know. I kind of want to stick to pedal practice today, but we'll see. Oh, Into the Storm. That's a good piece. I like that one. That's a cool one. George is shocked that I'm live. Yes, George, I am live. This is number 6, actually. It's the 6th time I've done a stream. I don't know how many hours is that, because most of them I think have been around the 2-hour mark. So, wow, that's actually a lot of time when you think about it. It's been in between like 2 to 3 hours. Even if you just go 2, multiply that by 6, that's like 12 hours. 12 hours is a long time. My God. Looking for French horn mouthpieces is going to make me broke. Oh yeah, like mouthpieces are so expensive, hey. Oh man. Okay, let's keep going. So I've got 3 notes now. So I've got the B flat, A and A flat in there now. Or if you like sharps, A sharp, A, G sharp. So let's see what happens now. That was really interesting, actually. I got a bit distracted, my mind was wandering. But yeah, there was a lot of sharpness, particularly around the B flats, which was interesting because as I was like feeling the notes as I was going, I noticed that the A flats felt super comfortable, like they felt good. I felt they were easier to keep stable. And the B flats I found were quite unstable. I don't know if that's because it's an open note, you know, being right in first position because it's quite an open note. You'll find your open notes tend to stick out a bit more generally, but because as you're adding tubing, you're also slightly changing the air pressure inside the instrument as well, and the air's got longer to go, so that changes things as well. It only changes like a very, very small amount. So it's not like it's a drastic change that you're going to notice. But yeah, I just found that really interesting. Like I found the B flats a lot harder to keep under control and to keep in tune. Like they always tended to go sharp as well, which again tells me either a few things. And I like to characterize intonation or tuning in 3 big categories, which is embouchure, equipment, and air. So from an equipment perspective, I haven't technically tuned my instrument, so maybe it's in tune, maybe it's not. I don't really know. But of course, equipment also factors in the slide, right? So where I've got this. Air-wise, maybe my air is a little bit too quick for the B flat. Maybe I need to slow down my air a bit more, which is generally what has been my approach. And embouchure, perhaps either I'm a bit too loose, not strong enough here, which would cause the note to go, no, that would cause it to go flat, not sharp. I'm definitely not too tight. So I think embouchure's okay. I'd say it's the most likely scenario is probably my air. my air probably needs to slow down a bit more, I would say. Yeah. All right, been seeing this going off. Let's see how. Oh yeah, I haven't heard back from George. So George was like, in capitals, "Oh my God," and he said, "You're live." And I kind of thought he was going to make another comment, but he hasn't. So I don't know, is that like a excitement or is like surprise? I don't know. What are your thoughts, George? I'd like to know your thoughts. All right, let's scrolling down. Chats about horns. You know what's really awesome is that over the course of these live streams, we've been getting a bit more of a community happening in the chat as well. Like, not all of the comments are directed at me anymore, they're directed at each other. And I think that's great. I think that's really cool. Because my goal here is to build a community. And in a great community, you can ask each other questions, help each other out, share your thoughts, share your experiences. I think that's great. And it gives me some warm fuzzies to know that I'm the catalyst for that as well. So yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. Oh yeah, so true. Nice seeing all the instruments coming a long way from where they started. Yeah, totally. If you consider what, you know, the old school instruments were like back in the day, like they've come so far. The modern instruments are so different. So different. Like I remember in my history textbook when I was at uni, it mentions the very first instrument ever discovered was a bone flute that's over 64,000 years old. And that's literally just a hollowed out bone with some holes in it. I think that's super cool. And then you've got people these days who are like drill holes into carrots and then play stuff with a carrot. Like, it's hilarious. Like, there's a good video on YouTube about it. Do you have to have the first trigger down to use the second trigger? Oh, it depends on your instrument. So mine, no. Mine is what you call an independent bass trombone, so I can use the triggers independently. So you can buy others that are called dependent bass trombones, and that's exactly what you're talking about, Moon Trains. It's, in order to use the second trigger, you must already have the first trigger down. And I've always gone independent. I've never owned a dependent bass trombone. I've never actually tried one, so I don't really know what it's like. And I got thinking about it, I think just last week actually. I was thinking, oh, I've never really used the second trigger independently. And I thought, well, I wonder if there is actually any benefits to having a dependent setup. For instance, the times where you're going from like no triggers down to a double trigger note, is there an advantage to having a dependent model for that? Because with an independent model, you're relying on, well, nailing it together at the same time. But there could be times where, I don't know, you might not get the second one down at the same time, which would sort of mess with how the air travels through the instrument, whereas there's less risk with a dependent setup. But then I played Arabesque on stream, and I remembered, no, well, there are actually instances where it's super useful to have the second trigger by itself. So in the bass trombone part for Arabesque, the lick, you know, dum dum da da dum bum ba da dum bum da da dum bum, that one, you'll notice if you've seen the part before, it's got a lot of the slur marks there. And so naturally you want to keep it as smooth as possible, which is really hard to do as a trombone player because we can't really slur all that well unless it's a natural slur that we don't have to do anything with. And then simply the speed of getting from a C to a D flat and achieving the natural slur. You could go 6 to 5, but again, it's hard to get that smoothness. So I like to go second trigger, flat second for my C, out to the D flat and back in, and I don't actually have to tongue any of that. And that allows me to replicate an authentic slurred sound. So yeah, there's times like that where it's actually really useful. And it's good just to have possibilities. AI Entitled is here, 770. He's one of my top members. Hi, you get a special shout out because you're the top member. The other one's not here, Gus Tuber. He hasn't been to one of these yet. Maybe he's just a different part of the world and maybe he's sleeping. You're welcome. You're welcome for the community post. So for those that don't know, AI Untitled 770 has just hit 6 months as a member. And to celebrate all of the members who hit 6 months, I'll be doing priority videos for them. So I've got 2 now because Caleb Cole hit 6 months just the other day. I think maybe even last week he's requested something. So I'm just waiting to hear back from that. And you've now requested something. I've seen it. I haven't done anything with it yet though. And then the first one, Cohen, he hasn't responded. So, I don't know, maybe he'll come back with one, maybe he won't, I don't know. But I'll try and get that done as soon as possible. It's just, again, with everything going on, everything's a bit hectic. 403 says, what happened about the trumpet guy? Ah, that thing? Yeah, so that wasn't good. You probably all have heard of a composer called Johann de Meij. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. Some people say Johann de Meij or just de Meij. I think it's de Meij. I don't know for certain, so I should probably find that out. In any case, what had happened was he took a video of a guy who was, I believe, was in a subway over in America, just doing a bit of busking on his trumpet, and he's not very technically proficient. So, and you could tell by watching the video that he's not a professional player. He's just doing it for a bit of fun. Maybe he's trying to get a bit of money. Maybe he's having going through a hard time in his life and he's living on the streets and that's why he's doing it. We don't know. What we do know is that Johann de Meij decided to use that as a way of saying, promoting his trumpet concerto that he's writing for this world-class trumpet soloist. And he was saying, oh, I might have to tell him he can't do it anymore because I found this guy instead, and his schedule's all booked up because he's playing in all these subways all around the world. You know, just like really just mocking him and just sharing that video mocking him. And I'm just like, that's not okay. That's so wrong. Like, it's not okay to shame people for doing something they love. And I mean, look, people have different views about it. The majority of people share the same view that it was wrong and he should not have done that. Some people have defended him saying that, oh, you know, he was just being sarcastic, he was just trying to be funny, you know, something like that. But at the end of the day, especially when you're a prolific composer, somebody who's been very successful in their music career, somebody who carries a lot of influence in the world, who has millions of people following him on his social media platforms, he's just taken a video of this guy, having a bit of a laugh and just saying, this guy, he really sucks. And that's basically what he's saying. And he very well could have just instead, like the complete reverse of what he actually did. He could have literally gone up to this guy and said, hey, loving your sound, man, keep it up. And that man on the trumpet, he would have felt over the moon. He would have been like, thank you so much. You know, thank you so much. And he might have proceeded to tell him a bit about himself, about what he's doing and why he's doing it. And the other thing Johann could have done as well was, I mean, he could even tell him if this trumpet guy didn't know who he was, he could say, hey, I'm a composer and I've been very successful in my career. And, you know, I really like your sound. You know, keep doing what you're doing. It's fantastic. You know, it's just it would have been so easy just to be encouraging and be nice and still take a video promoting that trumpet concerto perhaps. And then maybe had a little mini interview with this guy. Maybe he's only just started out. Maybe he's only played for like 6 months. And that could have been a moment to really inspire. But no, instead he decided to privately, without this guy's knowledge, just, be sarcastic and just be mean about this guy. It's just very, it does not sit right with me, and I find that to be very wrong. You know, particularly when you're somebody who has such influence. So anyway, that's the go with all of that. And enough people have obviously commented on his post, and he posted it twice, which is I find actually hilarious that he must have thought he posted it and then, oh, maybe that didn't work, so I'll post it again, and he's got like two of the exact same post, which is kind of a bit weird. But there was enough comments slandering him and saying, hey, you shouldn't have done that. That's not okay. That the posts are now gone. They don't exist anymore. Which is good. They should never have existed in the first place. And I really feel sorry for this guy because, again, Johan de May, very successful composer, millions of followers. And now this poor guy on the subway just doing the best he can, having a good time, maybe trying to earn some money to buy some bread or something for the day. We don't know his story. And then suddenly he's got millions of people watching him on the internet without his consent and being mocked by somebody who's, really high up in the music community. Like that's absolute trashy behavior from Johan de May. And that's why I was like, nah, not cool. Let's make sure he knows that it's not cool. So needs to be more positivity in the world. We're all here playing music because we love it, because we want to inspire and entertain. And that's pretty much it. And if you're in it for selfish reasons, to be like, oh, I want to be the best, and I want all of these people to love me, and you're in it for the wrong reasons. So it's always got to come back to the heart of why we do what we do. It's to have fun, to connect with other people, to share the joy of music in an already too grey world. I mean, you look on the news and there's so much bad stuff going on at the moment, and music is a way to get away from all of that, even if for a short time. I've heard stories of people walking into concert halls and they're in a really bad place, even contemplating some pretty nasty stuff, and they've walked out just feeling so much better. Like, I really needed that. So that's why I do it. I do it because I have a really good time doing it. I've made a lot of friends through music, and I like to share music. I think it's really cool. That's why I do the YouTube thing, because it's it's a great way for me to help people through my demonstration videos, help them to learn their parts, hopefully inspire them to practice a bit more, inspire people to be like, particularly the younger players, this is what's possible on my instrument. It's cool. And I always feel really good when I see comments from people who are like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I'm going to practice every day, or I've been practicing this ever since I've seen your video. I always play with your videos. They're so much fun. They help me be a better player. I love seeing comments like that. It's really nice. Encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing. So anyway, that's the long version. The short version is the guy was being mean, and he really shouldn't have been, especially when he had the opportunity to be nice. That's the too long didn't read version. Pardon me. Have you heard of the Rubber Band? Rubber Band? Group of high schoolers on YouTube that take songs and some of the people make random noises, and it's hilarious. Oh, I'll have to check it out. That'd be funny. Huh. Oh, and he's heading off to bed. Or she. He or she. There's no way for me to actually know unless you tell me. Well, all right. Well, sleep well. Thanks for tuning in. AI Untitled says, exactly like not enough people spread positivity for how easy it really is. It's so true. It doesn't take much to say, hey, you sound awesome. That's so easy. We're just I love the way you played that. So easy. I challenge you all, if you're still watching, the next time you're in an ensemble setting, make sure you tell someone they sound good. Doesn't matter who, tell somebody, you sounded great there. Well, nice work, that sounded awesome. And you just watch their faces light up. As musicians, we're so negative. We're so negative about our own playing. We're negative about other people's playing as well because we're comparing them to ourselves. You know, but like it's a subtle mindset shift, and it's so effective. Start to look at the good things too. Oh, there you go. 403 HUD is a he. Thanks for clarifying. All right, I'm gonna do some more playing. I'll do a couple more on these, and then I'll add the G as well. Okay. Still keep an eye on what my tuning's doing. Make that a bit bigger, actually. Oh, nope, not that big. Nah. There we go. There we go. All right. Because this is in 5/4, it's not going to get any bigger than that, so should be right to make it that big. Okay, let's do it. Okay, not too bad. I find tuning in pedals is really hard. Maybe it's because it's not something that I practice a lot of. Maybe. Could be like I was saying before, that everything's a bit more open and relaxed, so it's harder to control. Maybe. I haven't done enough of it to really know for certain exactly what my issue is, but that's partly why I'm doing it now, is just to figure out all that stuff. Yes, this is Sight Reading Factory. It's such a good website, and I use it quite a lot for a lot of my practice. I can customize it pretty much any way that I like, which is really nice. So if I want to do range stuff like I'm doing at the moment, it's great for that. Long tones, fantastic. If I've got specific keys that I want to work on, or specific time signatures. I mean, I don't do those things, but that is definitely an option. And as you can see, the intervals I've only got set to being 1/3 as the maximum jump, but you can set it to bigger than that as well. There's lots of stuff you can do with it, lots of stuff. So it's very versatile in that way. Okay, we've got some G's in there now. G's are great, I like G's. And it's like, it's at this point, G's aren't too bad for me, but below that, I find it harder to maintain a core sound, and it gets a little bit more unstable. And again, I think it's because I don't really practice it. So, you know, timing, and all that. Right, here we go. Okay, that seems to be going pretty well. So I made up my goal that time to keep everything here locked down really well, keep the same sort of angle on the mouthpiece as well, the same angle I would use for my middle range and my upper range, and just really focusing on my air being consistent. I didn't think too much about airspeed that time. I mean, it was happening because that's part of my technique, I suppose, is knowing that I've got to use my different airspeeds for the different notes. And you'll find in your own practice as well that I completely lost my train of thought because I just saw John was back with Wi-Fi issues, or had Wi-Fi issues. Sorry to hear they had Wi-Fi issues, that sucks. What was I even saying? Oh yes, that's right. You'll find in your own practice, particularly when you're doing technique stuff, you'll have to actively think about it for ages. For example, I'm actively thinking about keeping my embouchure set, not doing anything weird here, not being too big, just allowing it to be, keeping our air solid. I'm actively thinking about all those things. As time goes on, and the more I do that, if I'm consistent about doing that, let's say I did that every single day, every time I approached pedals, I actively thought, right, embouchure set, airspeed, good, slow, consistent, and all of that. Eventually my brain would just take over. It would automate that task, and I wouldn't need to think about it anymore. And then it just becomes part of my normal technique. I don't have to do anything weird about it. So yeah, that's something to know, and it's really useful to know in your own practice when you're working stuff out, is that you do have to actively think about it for a while until your brain takes over. AI Untitled 7S70 says pedal Gs are one of my favourite notes. Absolutely, pedal G's great. It's one of my favourite notes as well. Like, I pretty much love all the pedals. B flat I'm not actually that fussed on, if I'm honest. Like, I don't know what it is about pedal B flat. It just doesn't have, I can't explain it. I just don't like it as much. Having a quick look at my tuning throughout this part here actually was pretty good. I mean, there's a couple of flatty bits. Yeah, that's a very technical term, guys. Flatty bits. At the start and the ends, which, if you've been paying attention, means that my air, when I'm starting the note, isn't as strong or immediate as it should be, and therefore it's scooping up. And at the ends, perhaps when I'm letting go of the note, I'm just oh, hang on, what's that? Streamlabs. I need to be added as a moderator in order to remove messages. Perform this action. Well, I didn't actually do anything, so that's really weird. I don't know. I'm just going to ignore that. Yeah, so when I'm finishing my notes, perhaps I'm not cutting off the air as effectively as I could be, and that some of the air is, like a slower air is going through the instrument as I'm finishing the note, which would be causing the flatness there. With the sharpness on some of these notes, it could be that my embouchure was perhaps a bit too tight. Don't know. Alright, anyway, true acidim, I can say I'm pretty confident in getting to pedal G. Anything lower than that kind of becomes wacky, especially when I get to pedal E flat. Yeah, so true. And I think that's probably the same for most people. Is as you're going lower and lower and lower, the tendency is to go bigger and bigger and bigger. But there's only a finite amount of room in the mouthpiece. And once you hit that, you can't go any lower. you just can't. So that's where people have developed and have worked on doing an embouchure shift for anything lower than wherever it is they get to. Personally, that's not something I've ever worked on because as a principle, I just don't like it. But I'm starting to recognize that I'm going to need to have to practice that because there are sometimes those notes come up and I just can't play them. So, so that's something I probably should practice and get good at is that shift. But having said that, I could just practice and get good at the normal notes too. So yeah. John says, hey, can you check out Afro Spire, Bakari S. Nakuri? It's only on YouTube as a concert band performance, but I'd like you to listen to it as it's an awesome piece. Cool. I will pop that on my notepad to check out later. I guess I'll have to Control C this one because it's not letting me right click on the chat. There it is. Sweet. I'll check it out later. Awesome. Ah, wait. I think I know what it is. So I've got like language moderation in place. Ooh, that'll be a good test. Let's see if it comes up again. I have a feeling it's because you said like kick ass, like ass, maybe as like a word that they're like, nah, we're gonna get rid of that as moderation. And it was like, Streamlabs has come up saying, I actually can't get rid of that because it's not set as a moderator. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's not coming up again. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I reckon that's what it is. It's taken that word, that little three-letter word beginning with A, and it's gone, I want to get rid of this, but I actually can't. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, because the thing is, guys, I'm mindful that I sometimes have kids watching this, and obviously I don't want to be, having swear words or anything or bad words with kids around. I mean, I don't think kick-ass really comes under that. I don't personally think that's a really bad word, and I know that kids probably say that all the time. But even so, doesn't hurt to be on the safe side. All right, let's keep going. Reset that. Okay. I found that to be quite interesting. I was having a laugh because I was thinking in the last one, there were no pedal Gs. And I was like, wouldn't it be nice to have some pedal Gs? And then this one comes up and it's basically all pedal Gs. Or half of it is. So I thought that was funny. Yeah, I really struggled with my tuning that time because I tried something else. And so it's suffice to say that's not a good idea. So yeah, I think I'll go back to doing what I was doing before. All right, I'm going to add some G flats now, or F sharps if you prefer F sharps. And let's see how that goes. Probably horrible. Because G is like, it's not feeling super comfortable. Like it's not as stable and I'm not feeling as confident with getting it to the same quality as the others. So G flat might be a bit of a struggle. We'll see. I mean, I can go like G flat and F, E, occasionally E flat on my normal setup, and I just do what I do to get that. However, when I'm practicing, I'm trying to make sure I'm very consistent in my approach and I'm trying to be very, very good regardless of the sound, so I can actually practice up the correct technique for playing those notes. So I don't want to do anything weird for them. I want them to feel normal. I want them to feel consistent, purely so that when I'm doing, trying to move in and out of the range, I can actually do that well, instead of like having to try and be weird about it. Right before the next one, I'll show you what I mean actually in terms of flexibility. So yeah, that was slurring, but as you could probably see that I am altering what my embouchure is doing. I want to get to the point where I don't really have to do that. You know, the point where it's a very small or a subtle shift. I'll try and do the same speed, but try not to move, and we'll see how that goes. I haven't actually tried that for a while. So yeah, I mean, you can still see there's a bit of a shift there, but it's like the sound quality suffers a bit as well. So it's something to work on, and there's going to be basically no composer that writes that. But it's really, really important to like practice in to your technique, the ability to shift in and out of those notes quite well and quite quickly. Because sometimes, particularly in solo pieces, you might have to do a quick shift every now and then. All right, let's see how we go with our G flats in the mix now. As you can see, it didn't go so well. Oh my God. So much flatness. I think part of it was just trying to figure out where the G flat sits for me while I'm trying to keep a good embouchure and focusing more on what my ear is doing. Sure, I'll use that excuse for now. The more I use it, the better it's going to get. And again, this is all about active thinking at the moment, trying to correct my technique, trying to make sure that I'm doing it the right way, so that when I'm doing it, wanting to do those shifts, like it's easier. It also means that the sound is going to have a better core. It's going to be more stable. And who doesn't want that? All right, let's keep going. Hopefully we'll get some more of the other notes in there as well. That would be good. Okay, I felt like generally that went a bit better. I think the most interesting thing for me that time was that what I'm wanting to do is fill the instrument with air and let that decide where the pitch sits. So I just go, good air, and there's the pitch. It feels like I'm filling the instrument, it feels good, it feels natural. Only problem is when I do that, particularly on the B flat or the A sharp in this case, it just sends the pitch really, really sharp. And I know that if I were to adjust that here, based on where this tuning slide is sitting at the moment, all of the other notes would suddenly become out of tune, they'd be flat. So it's about finding a way to make that slower airstream the default, the norm, and then making it fill the instrument and achieve that same sensation or that same feeling with that slower air, with the embouchure set up the way that I want it set up. It's really interesting, actually. Let me know if you do find this interesting, by the way. It's a format I've sort of like gone into, like just talking about my own experiences when I'm playing stuff, because I thought, well, you're probably not that interested sitting here watching me play long pedals for ages. I don't know if you find that interesting or not. So I'm hoping that me talking through the process, talking about the different elements that shape what I'm doing, what I think's happening with my playing, yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to know if that's something you find interesting. Because if it's not, and you're like, oh my God, just be quiet and play, then obviously I might just play more instead of talking about it. Tuning wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, there was a bit of flatness there, but again, and like some real sharpness towards the end. Again, just like the air thing. It was just a bit, yeah. Anyway, what's going on over here? Oh, you'll be pleased to know, success. I managed to work out how to get the chat box from that side of the screen to this side of the screen. So that's much nicer. You know, if anyone was here last time, you'll remember I was having a bit of a whinge about that. Is it okay to mention you in like videos or stories of me practicing my trombone and to ask you a question? Oh, totally. Absolutely. On Instagram. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Absolutely. Absolutely go for it. And you know, if I've got a bit of spare time and I happen to see it, I might drop a comment or two. Absolutely fine. What key is 7 sharps? Yeah, oh, someone's already answered C sharp major. Yeah, that's right. Cool. All right, let's keep going. I won't go down to F just yet. I want to have a couple more goes just with these notes, just getting them to feel good before I add F to the mix. And I think we already realised that my goal of just being here for an hour has completely gone out the window. It's 1 hour, 27 minutes, 28 minutes. Yeah, that always happens. I just enjoy doing it, and it's nice to see like there's like a bunch of people like having a chat about stuff, interacting with, and I know there's more viewers obviously not saying anything, and that's cool too. Like it's just, I don't know, it's nice to share my process, and this is something I need to do. And it also means that I can forget the outside world for a moment, because the outside world kind of sucks at the moment with the schools and just all the big list of stuff that I've got to do. It's not fun. I'd much rather play. Although future me is not going to be happy with past me if I keep going for too much longer. All right, here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. I struggle with my tuning now that I'm down in this sort of a range. As you can see, oh, not see, as you can see, just, yeah, a lot of flatness and sharpness around the beginnings of the notes and some of the ends, but particularly the beginnings. So I really need to work on, well, I mean, the most obvious thing to me is a combination of maybe two things. The first one being air, my airspeed. My airspeed is not at the point it needs to be for the specific notes, and perhaps I need to actively try and think about what that feels like for a while until again that becomes part of my habits and my brain just takes that over. I think on some level it's air pressure as well, because particularly the starts of the notes, perhaps I'm not pushing enough of that slower air through enough. I'm not getting the volume of air that I need, and that's affecting the tuning a little bit. For the sharpness, it could be that my air's too fast, it could be that my tongue's a bit too strong as well. Could be a combination, don't know. Doesn't mean I'm going to not practice it. And as you can see, like, this is an area of practice that I need and I'm not amazing at. And I've got no problem sharing that, because I think it's important to know that everybody has stuff that they can work on. Literally everybody, even the best players in the world. There'd be something about their technique or something they're doing that they're like, oh, I wish I was better at that. Or I need to get better at that. That's the thing about music. The goalpost just keeps moving. There's always stuff you can improve on. Is it possible to play all region music? Sure. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's an American thing. I don't have access to the music. I wouldn't know where to find it. So if it's something I can buy, or if there's like a website that has them and it's something they just distribute to everybody, I don't really know. Don't know. But yeah, look, if you know where I can get them from, then I'd be happy to do it. Yeah, totally. I can make that as part of some of the videos I do. I could do them live sometime, maybe, I don't know, whatever you feel like. But yeah, it really comes down to just how do I get access. But I can look at that later. All right, I think it's time to add some Fs in there. Even though I'm not really happy with how things are going, might increase the jumps as well. Oh, actually not yet. Even though I'm not really happy with how things are feeling, I'll add the Fs anyway. It's not going to get better if I don't practice them after all. All right, let's do it. Yeah, this is starting to get to the point where things are getting frustrating, which is interesting for me because when I'm practicing, I start to get frustrated at things that I can't get or I'm not doing very well. And here I am doing it in a live context. Here, guys, here's all my weaknesses and my flaws. Yeah, I'm really struggling with the air. Like, I'm getting all of the notes, except that one note over here, which I thought was an A, but it wasn't actually an F. Yeah, I'm really struggling with the variations in the airspeed for these notes. So there's a lot of flatness and sharpness all over the place, as you can see through here. So that would just be a case of just doing it again and again and again, just getting used to it, getting better at it, refining my technique. Yeah, that's why, as you can see, this is why I wanted to practice these. Do you have a business email? I do have an email. So it's just tboneporty@gmail.com. So it's my YouTube name @gmail.com. If you would like to send it through to there, that'd be sweet. All region music is basically etudes that are used in auditions for all region bands, which is a band made up of the best players in your region. Oh, cool. Actually, I think I see a guy that does them already. What's his name? Low Brass U. I'm assuming you're probably all familiar with him. He's got lots of subs, but he's probably got them all. He's probably doing them. So you could always just check them out there as well, because he's a good player. Okay, well, let's do some more. I don't know if I'll go past E flat today. I don't think I can go past E flat today. E flat's a bit hard because I'm wanting to add some rhythm as well, and E flat is kind of like the bottom of my usable range. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, sucks. By the way, I don't think any of you really mentioned if you found my critiques of myself handy or not, or if you're interested or not. I am actually genuinely interested. Oh, I could do a poll. I'm not setting it up now. And then I'd have to like make so many different polls for all the different questions, and they're a bit fiddly. But no, I'm actually genuinely interested to know, are you guys interested in what I say about my own playing? and just my analysis of it, like how things are going and what I think the problems are. Yeah. I mean, there is a teachable moment in that. Obviously, I can't critique any of you guys because obviously you can't play along. Yeah, if you do find it interesting, let me know. I'm genuinely interested. No, that guy. Yeah, he's like all over the place. Let me ask you, that's where I'm getting the music from. Oh, okay. So, quick question then, Mike the Bike. Do you have to buy the music from him? Or has he got it like on a website somewhere? Is it like a free download? If you have to buy them from him, then I'll probably do that. I'll just buy them. So then again, like what I was saying before, because that means that I'm doing the right thing, and as opposed to that sort of distribution without any consent and things like that. Cool. Oh yeah, cool. AI Untitled 770 finds it interesting. That's good. Well, you're like one of my top members, so as long as you're here, I'll make sure I keep doing it. All right, what time is it? Oh my God, it's so late already. Yeah, as you can see, my tuning is all over the place. It's not good. I'm particularly finding F's hard. F's and F sharps are hard for tuning. And I think a lot of that comes down to just working out what I'm doing with my air and how that combines with what I'm doing with my embouchure as well. Because remember, right now I'm trying to use my embouchure as the same way as I try and do everything else. Try and keep it super consistent, try not to change too much, and really focus on the air being the thing that helps me with that. So for a while anyway, while I'm practicing and getting better at this, that's what this is going to look like. Eventually, as long as I keep practicing it and be consistent about it, I'll be able to bring all of those spiky bits a lot further in. One thing that I will say though is that the shape of my notes are generally pretty good. Okay, that's the blue bit. That's the waveform which shows you what the notes look like, and most of them are pretty good. The ideal shape for me is quite literally just a brick. There might be some variance to that at the start of the note for the articulation, but I would ideally like to get bricks in all of my notes. So yeah, it's actually not doing too bad on that front. There you go, something positive, yay! All right, look, I'm gonna push ahead. I'm gonna get some ease in there now. Might start moving through a little bit quicker. And then I'm gonna start adding some rhythm as well. AI Untitled 770. Even though I play a different instrument, I can sometimes apply your critiques you give yourself to my instrument, and it helps me play better. Oh, that's great. Awesome. Actually, what's the instrument that you play? I don't think I actually know the answer to that. So I think it was you that was talking about a trombone, like purchasing a trombone at some point, but we never really sort of landed anywhere with that. Yeah, let me know what you play. I actually am interested in that. Maybe I should make a little spreadsheet for myself and just write down what everyone plays, like keep track of like who plays what. That would be actually kind of cool. Maybe, why don't I start that today? I'll start that today. Get that off that screen. So if you are interested in being on my list, it's not going to be published anywhere, don't worry. This is purely for my own curiosity, I guess. If you want to let me know what your main instrument is, just comment what your main instrument is. That'd be cool. So let's go. Hang on. Titled 70 is trumpet. Oh, there you go. Actually, that's handy because it's all it's all brass instruments as well. So it's a lot of the same. Sorry, a lot of the same techniques apply to pretty much all brass instruments. The trombone percussionist. You've been quiet today. I haven't seen much from you today. Can we do some rail revs, arabesque, and TGLC? Oh, that'll be the Great Locomotive Chase and refrigeration Barry BC on your 4-valve euphonium. I really just want to do my pedals today, if I'm honest. But maybe I can finish on one. Why don't we do that? I'll compromise with you. I'm still going to focus on pedals, and I don't want to be here for hours on end. And we're coming up to 2 hours, even though I was like, I'm only going to be here for an hour. Total lie, obviously, considering the time. But we'll compromise there. I'll do one of those pieces on the euphonium. How about that? So have a think about which one. Assuming I've got the part as well, of course. So yeah, to anyone watching, if you want to drop what instrument is your main instrument in the chat, let me know. I'll add it to my little spreadsheet to see who does what. But again, that's not going to be published anywhere. That's just for my own curiosity. All right. Did I add the E? I did, didn't I? Cool. Trombone percussionist, my main is percussion. Okay. There you go. Oh, people are adding it in. Great. Percussionist. There's percussion. I guess that makes sense, since it's in your name. The true acid trombone, sometimes on trumpet. Cool. I suppose I can always add a secondary instrument to the secondary instrument column. Maybe we'll go with that as well. Cool. Yeah, no, I guess I'm just interested to know, like, who the people that actually watch my stuff, what instruments are they on? Like, I actually don't know. I find that pardon me. I find that interesting. I'm actually genuinely interested. All right, let's keep going. Got some E's in the mix now. Hopefully I'll be able to play these good. Probably not, but we'll do our best. Yeah, I was actually really happy for the most part. Considering how the last few went, I was like feeling a bit terrible about my playing and pedals, but I was actually pretty happy with those last two. I actually changed something. So it is embouchure related, and I decided to focus on trying to keep my lips a bit more together than what I normally would. And it really helped. And I find that interesting. It's something that I've done on and off over the years because I've heard some people talk about it being really good and other people talking about, no, you got to go big. And then because my practice sessions where I'm thinking about my technique aren't very frequent, it's not something that I'm actively thinking about a lot in my playing, and therefore never becomes a part of my habits. That worked really, really well. And I actually did the same thing the other day in my practice off stream, and it worked well again. And I actually found not only was the note more stable, it was also had a better core sound as well. It was more in tune. And it just felt a bit better as well. So I think that's what I need to do. I need to start actively thinking about keeping my lips a bit closer together. And I think maybe part of that is because perhaps over the years I've naturally just gone bigger. Because that's what you think, right? Oh, you need to go lower, you need to be bigger. But that's not always the case. And that's been part of my habits for so long. Particularly in the extreme registers. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, I've seen this been going off a little bit. What's happening over here? My secondary is trombone and youth. Tertiary is clarinet. My personal clarinet, by the way, and probably bass or alto clarinet if I get one. Oh, nice. Cool. Secondary is trombone and euphonium. Cool. I'll write that in there. Trombone. Because once you've got one, you've basically got the other one. Mike the Bike says, actually, is it possible if I just send you a photo of the sheet music that I would want you to play on Instagram? I realise some of the music I want you to play, like all region scales, walnuts or solos, I have them in my folder, and I can try sending you photos through Instagram if that's okay with you. Again, it depends. It depends on where you got them from. So if you got them as a free download from somewhere, then absolutely, more than happy for you to do that. If it's something that you actually need to buy to get a hold of, then I would personally go and buy them. Like I wouldn't accept a photo or a shared file. So yeah, that's that. AI Untitled says, I might start playing trombone as a secondary instrument because I carry my trumpet section in band, so it'd be really bad if I switched as my main. Nice. And why not? Go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, you might be carrying them, but like, that's not your responsibility either. And something they probably need to think about is what happens if you're not there? What happens if you're sick? Or you've, I don't know, cut your lip or something and you can't play? What do? If you find they rely on you a lot, it might not be a bad idea to mention it to them. Or if you're worried about saying that to them directly, maybe have a chat with the director and get them to say it. Yeah. Is your 4-valve youth silver? It's a youth silver one and it's a student model, so it's not the most amazing euphonium in the world, but it's alright. Does what I need it to do. Like the bike, I got the music from my director. In that case, I'm going to have to say no. Sorry. If you do want to send me a message or leave a comment somewhere of what it's called, and then I can go and have a look for it and see what the go is. But yeah, if your director's given it to you, I don't know where they got it from. And most of the time, if a director's giving you music, it's usually because they bought it from somewhere, and then they give it to you as part of the program, right? As part of being in band, here are some resources for the curriculum that you're doing. So so yeah, so for you to share that with me, particularly if it's something that your director paid for that breaches copyright, and like I said earlier in the stream, there's a pretty good chance that no one would find out. It just, I mean, there's always that chance, right? And then, you know, we could get in trouble and pay big fines. It's also not fair to the people who write the music as well, because they deserve to be paid for their work, and I like to support that as well. So yeah, so this isn't like a no, I won't do it. I'll definitely do it at some stage. It's just I won't accept a shared file unless I have a guarantee that it's unless it's like a free resource from somewhere. I would need that guarantee to use that. Okay, the E's actually came out fairly well. Tuning wasn't too bad. The shapes of the notes are pretty good. Yeah, I was happy with that. All right, we'll go a couple more times, and then I don't know if I want to go E flat. Maybe I will, just to push myself a bit. And if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out, right? It's not the end of the world if a note doesn't speak. It's only, you know, live on the internet, and anybody from anywhere can can watch it. Yeah, that didn't go so well. Tuning euphonium either tune with F or B flat. Yeah, usually I'll tune all the valves as well, just the fundamental on each of those pitches, and then the main tuning slide first, obviously. All the music I have is folder. Yeah. I have to go to bed. All right. Well, good night. Thanks for tuning in and staying up. I realise this isn't obviously a great time for everybody, but it's the only time that I've got. When I get on school holidays, I might be able to go a little bit earlier, but I do have to be conscious of my neighbours as well, so I can't start too early. Oh, trombone percussionist is laggy. It's not my end, is it? Let's check the performance metrics out. No, we're all good. All right, so it's not me, so that's good. Sorry to hear that you're laggy, that sucks. Mike the Bike, good night, well, good morning to you, since it's, actually I'm in the afternoon now, it's 12:54, so technically in the afternoon. Oh well, hopefully I'll see you at the next one. Hopefully next week, we'll see. Like I said before, I wasn't even going to do this one because of how much I've got on, but I think for just my well-being, I need to get my head away from school. I just need to, as it's, yeah, it's a bit much, it's a bit depressing. And I'm too busy, you know, you go to burnout. I feel like I'm on the edge of that lately, which is not fun. All right, one or two more, and I'll add E flat. We'll see how we go. Yeah, geez. You all see how sharp that A was? Oh my god. Like, look at it. All the way up there. And there again. Oh my lord. Everything else is actually kind of okay though. Alright, let's go to the E flat. Land. Yuck. 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 AI Untitled 770 celebrates 6 months of membership. Forgot these existed. Oh, that's right. It's one of those things. I think I can like activate it. I can redo it. Yay! Just says to become a member though. It doesn't actually say that you celebrated 6 months. Oh yeah, I can do these ones too. Yay, Mike the Bike. Love the super chats coming through. By the way, Mike the Bike's probably not here anymore. I was going to say to him, like, loving the super chats, and it's super nice that he's doing donations. It's really helpful. What he should do though is become a member as well, because like for the same donation level, he could just become a member and get some of the perks associated with that as well. I wonder if I can. Oh, I don't know if I can gift memberships. I don't think so. Oh well. Anyway, something to mention to him next time, I think. Or if any of you would like to become members, definitely won't say no. All right, we've got E flats in there now. Scary E flats. E flats are very hit and miss note for me, so we'll see what happens. Speaking of hit and miss. Yeah, that's nuts. Have to really think about some of those notes. Like not only with 7 sharps, but like counting the ledger lines to work out which note it is. Ah, awesome. Thanks so much, Untitled 770. That's great. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you. Especially considering you play a good amount through memberships as well. That's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I should think about, I don't know, like I feel like you should get something for that. I don't know. I feel weird about donations. I always have about like, just donations. Like people giving me money because they like what I do, or I don't know. It's just really nice, but like, I don't know. I feel like I should do more, but I suppose when you think about it, I'm doing this and you're like, I really like what you're doing. Here's some cash because I've done that. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe I should just stop thinking about it so much. Purple is Void is here. Hello, welcome. 7 sharps is crazy. I hate it. It sucks. I joined the stream to see 7 sharps and a 2/4 time signature. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Hopefully it'll be a bit nicer to me on the next one. I'm kind of thinking like the E's are coming out fairly well. The E flats are coming out pretty well. Do I want to go D's? Because D's are notoriously hard for me. I'm just going to try it real quick. Nope, not today. No D's today. All right, I want to do a couple more of these, and then I'm going to start adding some rhythm. I know I keep saying that, and I probably started saying that about an hour ago. I guess I just wanted to get to like the bottom of my usable range. I say usable because it's notes that I can play with a normal embouchure that I can move in and out of. Anything past an E flat, as you just heard with the D's not coming out. If I shift, I'll be able to sort of get the D and it comes out a bit fluffy, but yeah. Another one. Oh, thank you so much. I'll just never stop what you're doing. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you do, and thanks for that feedback. I'm always like, do you want to know a secret? I'll tell you because he just did a thing. I always feel nervous before a live stream. I don't know why. I always feel nervous. And then when I actually start it, I'm just like, and then I start getting into it, I relax. I'm like, you know what? This isn't that bad. This is fun. I enjoy doing this. But for some reason, I don't know. Just feel really nervous. There you go. There's a secret. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about our compromise trombone percussionist. I will definitely do that. I just wanted to get to a spot with my pedals where I'm feeling good at the end of my range and start adding some rhythms, do that for a little bit, and then I'll do it. So this will probably turn into, where are we at? Quarter past. It's not 2:15. What am I doing? 2 hours 12. So I'll probably go like 2.5 to 3 hours. So annoying. It's annoying, but it's not. Like I said before, like I was just going to do 1 hour because of all the work I've got to do. But at the end of the day, work's not everything, hey? And this is fun. And like the super chats coming in have already made this stream well worth it time-wise, like 100%. So it's so good. Because if I think about like what I earn as an educator, it's different. Like I'm at 2 schools. Both schools pay a slightly different rate, and then I do my own private teaching as well. And I do like online teaching, and people come to my house in this space and get lessons from me as well. And in Australian dollars, for an hour, you're paying $90. So if I were to compare that hourly rate with what I do on YouTube, like it doesn't anywhere near add up. Like I earn a lot more doing like actual teaching. But I'm hoping one day, maybe it will. Don't know. But the thing is, like, I'm having fun as well, and I consider this to be a hobby that I'm getting some money out of. So it's great. Like, I don't mind spending a bit of extra time. And I enjoy, like, hanging out with everyone and interacting with you guys. It's great. Like, I really enjoy it. Yikes, I can't spell. Why would you? Oh. Maybe you're just excited. I don't know. Annoying for us, we love the content. Oh, that's great. I'm really pleased that you guys are really enjoying it. And enjoying the live as well. Like, it's good feedback. Yeah, it means that I'm ticking the boxes, I'm doing the right things. All right, speaking of doing the right things, let's do some more playing, so that way we can start adding some rhythm. Yeah, that was a bit dodgy. Yeah, there was one of them where I was reading the complete wrong notes. I'd gotten the ledger lines wrong, and then I realised, I was like, oh, what note am I supposed to play? That was the one where all the sharps are, so I had to think about the sharps as well. It didn't go well. Yeah, starting to get a bit lightheaded actually on some of these, which is interesting. I don't get lightheaded all that much, even on pedals. So, wonder what's going on there. Maybe it's because I've just been doing pedals and that's all I've done today. Yeah, no high range today. Pedals for life. All right, let's get some rhythm in here. Not going to go too crazy too quickly, because that'll sort of defeat the purpose of what I'm doing. Let's go with dotted crotchets for now. now that I've added in the quaver rest, it should actually allow the dotted crotchets in there. Same with the, yeah. I thought syncopated rhythms, why not? Why not? Nothing scary about syncopated rhythms. All right, let's see what that does for us. If it's a bit lame, then I'll change it up. Or maybe I've broken it. Oh no. Oh, that's a shame. Then there won't be any of those. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Let's just go. Hey! 7 flats. Yeah, this is actually pretty hard, particularly with the pedal E flat in there. Even the G, no, not the G, sorry, the F was a bit iffy. All right, I can hear some water sitting in here, so I'm just going to empty that real quick. Which way should I go? This way. Yeah, that's a lot more challenging actually with the crotchets. Oh, did any come out? Or did I just not see it come out? Maybe I just didn't see it. Yeah, that was a lot more challenging. No, we're good. All right. Yeah, okay. I might leave the tuner off. It's not helping me that much anymore now that I'm having to look a bit more at what notes are coming up. And it's just one less thing to think about. All right, let's go on to the next one. Yeah, it's actually going pretty well. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It's not as difficult anymore. I think maybe because I'm partly just getting used to it as well. So everything's just, I guess, it's just sort of falling into place. Like I'm getting the center of the notes a bit more. Generally feels a bit better. Yeah, yeah. I'll add quavers soon. That's going to completely change the game. Yeah. So I reckon maybe a couple more crotchet ones, and then we'll add some quavers. Sorry, I forget my half of my audience base is American. Quaver is eighth note. Eighth notes. I keep forgetting. I can't imagine the amount of air these notes have to require as a trumpet player. Oh, it looks so true. It's so much air. Like, oh my God. Now, I haven't actually looked at any studies on this. I don't know if any studies have been done on this. I get the feeling that if my embouchure is working correct and efficient, I feel like it should all balance out. Because if my air is too slow, for instance, if my aperture is too big, my embouchure is a bit weak, all of those things contribute to using more air or just wasting air, essentially. So I suppose if you get to the point where your pedals are efficient, like your embouchure is strong, your aperture is not too big for the note or bigger than it needs to be, if your air is at the correct speed for that note, you could probably play it for a while. I mean, as you can hear, and I've been doing on the stream, I've got like a biggish range on pedals. Let's for a second see how long I can hold a P flat pedal for. So about 9 seconds, roughly. Whereas if I try that, I mean, like, I suppose if I were to go higher, I could probably hold it for longer than 9 seconds. Let's find out. Yeah, look, that was 9 seconds and I felt like I could go for a lot longer. So maybe there is, maybe you do end up using more air. I suppose it makes sense because as you're going higher, the aperture is usually smaller. But the air is usually moving faster too, so you're using, I don't know. I'd be interested to know if anyone's actually done any research on this or has seen any research on this. Yeah, I'd have to check it out. But look, for me personally at the moment, I'm finding I have to use a lot more air for pedals, and I think that's the same for most people. Yeah, but yeah, I'd be interested to know. Be interested to know. All right, so let's do a couple more, and then we'll throw some eighth notes in there. Couple of wrong notes. Whoops. All right, let's get them in there. Because I just realised what the time is, and I'm hungry. It's the same story as every stream. Hey, eventually it turns into, I'm hungry, I need to wrap this up so I can eat. And I've still got one piece to do on euphonium. Which nobody on YouTube would have seen me do ever. There you go, exclusive viewing for the live stream people. And anybody that actually bothers to go and watch the live stream at some other time. I wonder if anyone actually does. I wonder if anybody actually watches the live stream as a video after it's been done. Because like, they go for a long time. Or maybe I should release like a condensed version of the live stream where there's like, it's just the playing bits. But that's extra work and I can't be bothered. So unless people like actually want that, then I probably won't. All right, wish me luck folks. This may or may not go well. was insane. I was not expecting that. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be though, so that's nice. I actually thought I did that pretty well. I just, honestly, the difference between the last one and this one, I was just like, I mean, you saw like my reaction, just that was insane. But thank you for the luck, AI Untitled 770. I think it helped. I think your luck got me over the line because, as I say, I think I did that pretty well. Talk about scary though. Oh my God. Yeah, you can hear the E flats are struggling a bit, particularly when I've got to jump to them or like not switch very far. But hey, I think that actually went pretty well, despite some of those E flats. And I realized partway through that I'd kind of forgotten about the things that I was working on. And that's always going to happen. And that's when, if you are looking at changing something in your technique, or you're having to actively think about something that you're wanting to change, like you're actively thinking about, I don't know, stronger embouchure, for example, on your pedals. Because the tendency is to go, obviously we don't want to do that. We want to keep this nice and locked in. I find, and this is probably the same for everybody, the faster you go, the harder your brain has to work when it comes to reading things. That stuff that you're actively thinking about while you're playing goes straight out the window. Think of it as like processing power on a computer. So for example, imagine that you're, I don't know, doing some work on your computer, everything's super chill, your CPU, you might be using, I don't know, 10-15% of the CPU, just the processing power. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to stop and I'm going to start watching a YouTube video. That processing power will start to go up. And you think, oh, okay, so I haven't got as much power to work with. And that automatically means that things run a bit slower. And then you're watching a video and you're like, oh, actually, I kind of feel like playing a game at the same time. So then you're like, okay, I'm going to launch that game. So now you've got a video game, you've got a video and your other stuff from before. And all of a sudden, that processing power has skyrocketed. You might be using 80, 90%. But what that also means is that there's less power going to other things. And if one of those things is thinking, like trying to actively think about things that you want to change in your technique, you don't have that processing power there to do it. So it doesn't happen. So it's really important that if you are working on things and you're trying to change something that you're actively thinking about, you've got to do it slowly. Otherwise your brain is just not going to do it. That's the reality. And for me right now, I just, went straight out of my brain because I have to remember all of this is sight reading for me. So like I've never seen any of this before. I'm reading it as I'm going. And as it gets more complicated, more processing power is going to the literacy part of my brain that says, this is how you read. And less of it is going to, this is what you want to change in your technique. So yeah, quick little explanation on that. AI Untitled. Yeah, it did go a lot better than I thought and better than you thought clearly as well. And probably everybody. They probably saw it and went, oh my God, it's going to be such a failure. But it actually wasn't. Yay for me. And yay for anybody listening. And you're saying that happens to you super often. And yeah, look, I reckon probably just about everybody you talk to about it will say it happens to them as well. It's pretty common. It's just how your brain works. Right, okay. So we're approaching the 3-hour mark. I still have a piece of music to play, which is probably going to take maybe 5 minutes. In the time I get set up, pull this sheet music up and do it. So I reckon, just for a bit of a laugh, I'm going to put some semi-quavers in there. And maybe some quaver triplets as well. And for you not English folk, you American folk, that is 16th notes and 8th note triplets. Oh, mind you, I've missed out these ones. I forgot about these ones. Throw them in as well, hey. Oh, what am I doing? This is going to go really badly. The only one I'm not putting in is the 16th note triplets. Nah, not happening. Yeah. Or maybe I'll do that as the last one, just for a bit of a watch me suck for a bit. All right. Okay. Let's see what Sight Reading Factory wants to do to me. Oh God. Oh man. Oh my god, that is so hard. That is so hard. And I can't really do it well. I feel like I'm a bit dizzy. Whew. I wonder if I was changed the difficulty level, whether it would be a bit nicer to me. Oh, I didn't realise I've got the audio on the whole time. Oh wait, I've got the desktop audio off. That's all right then. Phew. Yeah, I'm gonna go easy and see what it does for me. I feel like that's piking out a little bit, but oh my god, like it is so hard. And it's good for me as a challenge, I guess, and maybe I shouldn't be like wussing out. But part of me is like, oh my god, that's hard. And part of me is like kind of curious to see what the difference is. Anyway, super good luck. Yeah, thanks. Definitely needed that. And I did get through it. Managed to get through all of them. Just a couple of like wrong notes, a couple of wrong rhythms in that last one as well. But not too bad. Joppy. Oh, I feel like that's a new name. I don't think I've had something from Joppy before. What's your favourite piece someone's requested? My favourite piece. My brain immediately goes to Give Us This Day by David Maslanka. That's such a cool piece. It's got some awesome trombone chords at the start, like in the slower movement. It's so good. I mean, I like all the popular ones too, like Arabesque is obviously amazing. Stars and Stripes is fun to play, but I'm not as into marches these days. I used to be, but these days I'm not that fussed on them. Other favourite pieces. Actually, Among the Clouds was really good. I think that's it's a grade 2 or 3 piece by Brian Balmagers, but it's just, I really like the melody and the way he writes it. It's just really, really cool. But yeah, I pretty much like, there's not a single piece on my channel where I've been like, I don't like that piece. I've actually enjoyed all of them, which is interesting. So, I don't know. I mean, there was one or two when I was putting them together where I was a bit like, I don't know how I feel about this one. But in the end, I ended up liking them and enjoying them. So, I don't know. Thanks for the question, though. Yeah. All right, let's see what it looks like when it's supposedly set on easy. Let's see what that looks like. I actually didn't find that much easier. I mean, I think it is technically easier, but I just really struggle with remembering the key signature down at this range. guess I need to practice it, hey. All right. Well, I don't want to finish on a bad one. Plus, I've still got that challenge to do. Trombone percussionist, if you're still watching, can you let me know which one I'm doing? Because I've totally forgotten. And it's only one, by the way. That's the compromise. You can choose which one. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's YOLO this. Let's add everything. All the rhythmic stuff. I'm not going to do like dynamics, staccato, slower accents. Not going to worry about that. It's going to be hard enough as it is. I think what I will do, guys, is I will make it slightly slower, just to give myself at least a fighting chance of playing this correctly. Because right now, yeah, you're right. This is going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Might have a quick drink of water in preparation for how bad it's going to be. So trombone percussionist, don't forget to let me know which one I'm playing on euphonium. If you don't get back to me in time, I've got a choice. I can either just not do it or I'll choose. Oh, actually, yeah, that'd be super helpful if you wouldn't mind. I don't know how many things have been said since then, but if you do, if you do happen to find it, that'd be cool. Otherwise, I think maybe I'll just pick one. All right, buckle up, folks. That was actually pretty easy, so now I'm feeling bad about slowing it down. I'm going to go back to the speed I had. You watch, this one's going to be ridiculously hard. Oh, that's going to be bad. Oh no. Oh, this one wasn't too bad actually. A few wrong notes. I think it just comes down to the speed plus my not being good enough at reading ledger lines at that speed. Yikes, the first E natural in this one was the best one I've heard this stream. Oh, thank you. Cool. Yeah, I was actually pretty happy with it too. Yeah. All right, it's euphonium time. I haven't heard back from the trombone percussionist, so unless I are entitled to find out what he said, if he chose one, I guess I'm just going to have to pick one. So I'll be back in a sec while I grab the euphonium. Okay, so what do we got? I sent what he said earlier in the chat. You might have to scroll up a bit. You can pick the one you do since he's not here. Yeah, well, he hasn't said anything, has he? Yeah, I don't see it. Let's get up on compromise. No. Oh well, I guess I'll choose. Now, from what I remember, there was arabesque, there was refrigeration, there was, I think he said rail riffs as well. Actually, what's the valves like? Oh, they're a bit slow. I'm going to get my valve oil. Hang on a sec. Okay. All right. Give me a sec to get some get some oil on these. But yeah, the fourth one's like stuck, so I can't really do anything with that. Arabesque, rail rest, refrigeration, or what's his face? Great locomotive chase. Now, which one do I want to do? That's the question, isn't it? Which one do I feel like playing? I haven't played any of them on Euphonium before. Which ones do I have? Or I could just not do it. I mean, that's an option too, right? Does anyone actually want to hear me play the euphonium? Because if you do, then I'll do it. If not, then I won't worry about it and I'll just go. Mind you, I did say I would. I would do it. So I guess I should probably do it. Can't go back on my word after all. That would be kind of lame. Honestly, really, arabesque would be nice. Okay. I don't think oh no, I do have that part because I did the low brass video, didn't I? Did I do a low brass video for arabesque? I did, that's right. I forgot about that. That was a fun video actually. Like, I really enjoyed doing the low brass videos. Like, they were a lot of fun. And it's cool playing like other stuff on my trombone as well. And like other instruments parts as well. And like woodwind is always going to be super hard because it's a trombone, it doesn't have buttons. I mean, I suppose I've got the 2 triggers, but even so, like it's predominantly slide work. Gee, that's a bit noisy, isn't it? Oh, it's pretty sluggish. Yeah, cool. Me too. I really enjoy the what if stuff. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, I think that's good to go. Should probably tune it up actually, real quick. So I'd hate to go and play arabesque and be like out of tune the entire time. That would really suck. Have I still got my tuner on? Yeah, cool. Just gonna mute that for a sec. Okay, we are good to go. So now all I've got to do is grab the parts, grab the backing track recording, and we'll be right to start. Get that away from there. You guys don't need to see all of my deep dark secrets. All right, let's have a look. Arabesque, arabesque, arabesque. Arabesque, arabesque, arabesque. Baritone BC. Ta-da! This should be interesting. I haven't actually really played euphonium in ages. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Backing track, here we go. Headphones on. All right, so I'm just going to assume that the levels are probably okay. Mind you, my bell's pointing away from the microphone. Just going to play for a sec and see what the level looks like on my little monitor thing here. Just 1 second, folks. I think that's okay. I'm assuming that's coming through pretty well. Later Mater loves this piece. Great. So it took our best to get you out from like hiding in the stream to get you to say something. All right, let's do this. Cool. All right, let's do it. And there you go. That wasn't my best performance ever. There's definitely a few wrong notes in there, a couple of wrong rhythms as well. So that was a bit disappointing. So, but look, is what it is. It's not my primary instrument. It's not an instrument that I practice. So look, all in all, I'm happy with that. I think I'm okay with that. All right, gonna leave it there, folks. So, what is that? 3 hours 15. Whew. That's a long stream. Kind of feels weird to be finishing on euphonium and not trombone though. No, not gonna do any more. I'm done. And let's face it, if I'm too accessible for you guys, you just won't come as often. Anyway, so look, thanks again guys so much for tuning in and hanging out. I've had a great time, always do, which is great. And I've kept half an eye on how many viewers I've had as I've went, and for the most part, I've got a decent amount, so that's good too. Makes it feel a bit more worth it. And of course, absolute shout out to Mike the Bike and AI Untitled 770 for their super chats. Like, really appreciate that, guys. That's means the world. So thank you. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. I'm definitely going to do next Monday. Yeah, no, work can just have some fun. All right, see you next time, guys. Bye.